Hey, it's the holiday season, everybody, which means you're probably getting more Christmas cards than you know what to do with. So here's a little trick on how to organize all those pictures of other people's families. First, take the card out of the mailbox, and then put it right in the fucking trash.
Hey, welcome back to Piece of Chaos. That voice you heard, that joyful Christmas spirit, was my good friend, Blake Wexler. He is making his 8th appearance on Piece of Chaos, and we get into all kinds of fun stuff like his hatred of portrait Christmas cards. But yeah, as usual, Blake and I just get into it about comedy and the Eagles and other random topics. So enjoy my 8th amazing conversation on Piece of Chaos with my good friend, Blake Wexler. Dude, what's up? You're in New York.
I'm in New York. I'm technically in Jersey. I'm in Jersey City, which is right across from Lower Manhattan. But yeah, we've been here for like a year,
right?
Over. Yeah, it's been like a year and 2 months, maybe, which is wild.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's flown by. I've been loving it.
Are you, I think the last time we talked, you were just about to move or just had moved.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like trying to figure out if your devious comedy plan of moving to New York City was going to pay off. So how's that going? I see you touring a lot too. So
yeah, it's been good. Like it's a hard thing to grade in that, like, I'm glad I've been doing it, if that makes sense. So it hasn't been a mistake, if that helps. So good has come from it for sure, like a lot of good. And I think nothing's ever good enough, but there's been so many, like, I love the life here. I do love the fact that being in Jersey, while, it's like 6 minutes to Lower Manhattan, I'm still not like New York to death the moment I walk out of my door,
Yeah.
And it's also easy if I want to go back to Philly. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, which is awesome. And then when I do the road to Newark, it's like less than 20 minutes. They don't know where their planes are a lot, but so that's concerning. But when if you live through the flight, it's and if it takes off and lands, it's quite convenient. And then the stand-up's been cool too. There's been like a bunch of different, like the entertainment industry in general is in such a bizarre place that, like, I think in the past, the trajectory would be you move to New York, you get a job on one of these shows, writing job, etc. And now the writing jobs are somehow less stable than stand-up, which is severely fucked up. So, it's been great. Like, I've been doing, like, I love being back around great, comics that I have to think, I want to be where they're at career-wise, which is great. So, doing shows with people that push me is very fun. So, I never get nervous to follow anyone, but there are comics that I will follow here where it's like, oh, you better have your shit together. Like, you better be prepared or else you'll get buried. So, but it's been great. I've been really enjoying it.
Yeah, interesting. So who do you feel like that about these days? Because that's you talking, because I think you're on par with whoever you would bring up, right? But
thank you.
What are you finding interesting and what's pushing you now? Because it is such a weird place.
Mm-hmm.
The whole industry is just in complete. It's not shambles. It's just disarray, like chaos in terms of there's no path that can be like really mapped out. Everybody's path is what it's going to be, and it's like on you to figure out how you want to navigate it more than anything. It's weird.
Totally. Yeah. And I think there's good things to that and bad things. Like, I think there's a lot of benefits to the gatekeeping being gone, if that makes sense. Like the traditional gatekeepers of this you must go from this to this to this to this, and you can only do it if these 6 people who work in the business like you, you know. Now that really doesn't that 6 people or whatever the number was, maybe it was 20 people in the business can help you. Now there's like it's in single digits or whatever, so it's and they only book so many things. So I think it's exciting where you can circumvent what was the traditional ladder, but now I think there's also comfort in these are the steps.
You got to build your own ladder now.
Correct. Yeah. And it's like, oh, do I know? And building a ladder is different from being able to use like a hammer. You know, like this analogy is getting away from me.
So you take a saw and you use the drill, and it's
the hard hat.
Power tools.
I'm not wearing a hard hat. I have back issues, and I'm on a ladder. It's not a step stool.
It's funny. Yeah. It's not funny. It's interesting that you say that, because like you in particular at your particular point in your career, whatever you want to call that, however you want to, point out, you right now probably would be a great beneficiary of the old system, given everything that you've done. And now that's gone. And you're like, well, shit. I was, not that you were like, because you've always been pretty forward looking, but you were also on a traditional path in some ways too. That you're like, I played by all the rules. I did the thing. You know what I mean? And
yes.
And it's like, oh, that system you could have hooked into so easily and been very successful in, for example, might have benefited you, and now it's not there, which is great because you probably should have been in it sooner.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like,
well, it's a flexibility thing too. Like I need to open up my brain, and like have had to make a point of like, you can't, and I'm speaking to myself right now. Like I feel like there was a period where I was being a baby about it and just being like, well, I studied for this test, and then you threw the test away. You know, what happened? This is a new test. How dare you? But they don't owe me no one owes you an old test.
Yeah.
And so this is the new test. So you got to study for that test. You child. And then like, like I got a camera later than I should have, like learned how to edit later than I should have. And this is just what the game is. So it's like, do you want to play? Like, cause you want to still do this. So you can either not go anywhere and complain, or you can actually try to play this new game and learn the rules and like do the best that you can, and also complain. So I think like I get to complain either way.
Yeah. Oh my God. Dude, I think I've told you this before, but I thought of you the other day, which is why I was even like, shit, I got to reach out to Blake and get him back on the podcast.
I'm so glad you did.
And it's like, it's a multi-step process, which is my CarPlay, for whatever reason, when at certain times when I plug it in, it just defaults to Apple Music, and it defaults to the first thing that plays, and it's goddamn Todd Glass singing
amazing
a beep bop booba beep bop booba a shooby dooby, the first track on that record.
It's the worst one to play too, because it's so obnoxious.
I can't get it off fast enough because it's not what I wanted. It sounds worse than I mean it. I love it every time, but I'm also
there's a time and place.
This wasn't what I wanted to hear, and then it's coming at me. And the other day, I was fumbling longer than normal, and I got to hear more of the song that I don't normally hear. It's just so amazing. It's so amazing.
Yeah. It's as if the Kool-Aid Man was Todd Glass and just kicked through your windshield and started screaming at you. Or singing. What's the
my son was in the car at the time, and he's like, "What is that?" And I was just like, "It's just one of the funniest humans in the world leaving a message for one of the other funniest humans in the world." Like, it's just so brilliant.
So funny. Oh, thank
But
yeah, it's the best. I just saw him a couple weeks ago where he was doing a run, talking about Todd Glass, a run of his show where he has a band,
yeah,
and
yeah,
the band is also made up of like professionally trained like improvisers. So he like riffs back and forth with them, does
Yeah.
his jokes, he sings now, like, and then
So good.
it's great. Yeah, he did a run of shows in New York, so I got to see him once by myself, and then I took my wife later in the week. But yeah, he's still the funniest guy. And speaking of people who've rolled with the times, Todd has been doing stand up for like 40 years,
Yeah,
and he has a massive TikTok following and like Instagram for he has like 500,000 followers on those two platforms.
Yeah.
And it's because his sense of humor, he's like, oh, okay, like he's silly. And if you get a chance to like, just if you're bored one night, go through all those videos. They're the funniest videos. And he gets recognized from like TikTok fans who don't know he does stand up.
Oh,
so
really?
we laugh now where it's like, oh, Todd Glass is one of these TikTok, influencer comedians who's now headlining these shows. And it's like, no, he's been headlining shows as a comedian for all these years. So,
well, you know what's great about
cracks
that?
Me up.
What's great about that, in terms of like what we were saying before about the game changed, right? Is the advantage you have because you played the old game is huge. Because if you're just a TikTok comedian who only does crowd work or something like that, like it's going to be a very short ride in the current comedy world, because comedy aficionados recognize good comedy. So I don't know. I feel like it might work for a while, but eventually it's going to break down. Or you now are like, if you're in that position, you are now starting to learn the old game, which is how to be a great comedian. Like you got that game because that was the only game, and all of the other stuff happened around you. So you got a publicist, you got a producer,
right.
All these different people that handled that stuff for you, and now you have to do it all. Like, if you want a podcast, you got to do your own podcast. Like, yeah, that's just, you want videos, you got to make them yourself. You want to shoot a special, shoot it yourself, because then the numbers just become the numbers that, it's really interesting. It's really fascinating to see. And I think it happens with musicians too. Like, there are now people on TikTok, for example, I'll pick on drummers. There's drummers who only drum on TikTok by themselves in a room. And it's like, okay, well, they're awesome at that, but like, I want to like, am I going to go see you play in a band? Like, or what are we going to do with this at this point? And the answer is,
go to the room.
I'm going to make, right. Like, I'm going to make my, couple $1,000s a month on TikTok views in my room. And that's all I ever cared about. Right. But if they want to start playing in a band, like, I don't know if you caught any of the Primus situation over the last 2 years. Okay.
And that means nothing. Yeah, it means nothing. Okay. It's something I'm unaware of.
Primus is.
I do. Yeah. Okay. That I know. Yeah.
So the band Primus, their drummer quit. And instead of going out and finding, like, the way they found a drummer was they held open auditions, basically by invite only, and they filmed them all. And most of the people that they found to come in and audition were people they found on social media. Like, their current, the drummer they ended up hiring, they found because he used to do videos of himself playing in his own studio. And you're just like, okay, so there's a whole new pathway. Now, for that guy, he was amazing. And so he was already playing in bands, and now he's in Primus. So, okay, cool. He did what you're needing to do, which is, I was already a great drummer. I was already playing in bands. I had to figure this social media thing out. And when I got the opportunity, I did it. Whereas if you had never played in a band before and you were TikTok famous and then you got picked up to do this band thing, it might be a different story. Same with comedy. Like, you're going to get your
Right.
shot because you have 1 million people on TikTok, and then you're going to eat shit the first day you're at the Comedy Store or, in the cellar, because
Mhm.
they know comedy and they're like, oh, after the first 5 minutes, we're done here. Like,
Yeah.
go an hour with good jokes, buddy. Like, it's not easy, right?
I hope you're right, and I believe we're of the same mind on that. I think the same thing, and then I have seen these TikTok people go and do, like, I saw this guy. I won't name him, but it just one of the worst things I've ever seen. And he is like this redneck. His whole thing is like he's this redneck moron, and those are his videos that he's like on a farm. And he's actually not a dumb guy,
Right.
but like those are his videos, and that's the audience that he brings in. And then I saw him; he did like 6 sold out shows. So that alone for the weekend at the comedy club was probably close to like $65,000. And then he
Good Lord.
did meet and greets afterwards that people paid for that
Yeah.
were sold out, which is an additional, call it like 5 to 10 grand. And then sold, he had like a store with him
Oh my God.
of like all his shit, his like merch. And there was lines for that. And I remember like doing my shows and like, but by the way, like, I'm not comparing myself at all. Like there's a middle ground here. But I remember like doing my shows and like, like I was I was in a great mood, like, okay, cool. My show's like sold well. And I saw that and I'm like, oh, hey man, how are you enjoying touring? Cause it just didn't, he very clearly did not have a live show. And
Right.
he was like, man, it's great money. I just want to be home making my videos, man. And I'm just like, all right, the guy's making like,
Yeah.
he does 2 shows. Like if he does 2 weekends, the amount, the guy probably made close to a fucking $1 million on the road that year and didn't even have that many dates. So
Yeah. It's like it's a different thing.
yeah. And I guess my point was people didn't care that he was not good at all. On stage.
Right.
So, but to your point, I don't know I would imagine that turnover, because this was true. I guess the old version of it was like a bad, like if a Last Comic Standing guy went on and he had a great 10 minutes and that's why he did great on Last Comic Standing, became famous from being on TV and then would do a tour, but his act sucked because he only had he was amazing at the sprint, like a marathon he was not good at. So he would sell out the first time, and then I saw this like firsthand, would talk to club owners and stuff, and then the second time there would be about half as many people, and then the third time there would be even less than that, and then there was no fourth time. So to your point, it's like those audiences drop, and I wonder if it'll be a similar thing with the TikTok and Instagram people, where they're almost paying for a selfie is what they're doing. To be hey, I'm at Fuckface's show. Here we are. Google or whatever their like catchphrases.
Yeah. So, maybe I'll go viral for 1 second. Yeah.
Yeah. And there are some people like who I'd seen be excellent at both. And that's fun when you see that, where it's like, if there's someone where I'm like, oh God, it's just like a TikTok person. And then I find out, they've been doing stand-up for a while, and this is what made them break as a stand-up, which is exciting. So yeah, it's here's an interesting example, like James Austin Johnson from, he's on SNL. He does Trump on SNL now. Okay. Incredible impressionist. And like always did stand-up, would do these shows, and then during COVID made these Trump videos and just blew up. Yeah. And he got the role on SNL and could do it. That's the biggest thing, is that he was ready. He had built up the base. Yeah, exactly.
So you're ready to deliver, is what you're saying. As soon as you figure out social media, you're ready.
I'm ready to go. Here's the thing. I'm an amazing hockey player, but I don't know how to ice skate. So So I'm learning how to like I've got like, you know, like I can a slap shot, like can fire at 1,000 miles per hour, can check people.
Like,
have
just let me
amazing
wear
hand-eye
sneakers.
coordination.
Just let me wear my sneakers. It'll be fine.
Right. But I need to ice skate is the problem. So it's like, yeah, but and it's funny too, because I am trying now where I'm still developing the act. And I've heard a lot of people who like comics who bitch about having to do social media, and they're like, well, it's interrupting my time writing jokes or preparing. And it's like, for me, it truly isn't. The biggest issue is that I have to get to the comedy club earlier and set up a camera in the back and curse at the camera for not setting it up correctly. And then like waddle into the back before my set, press a button, and then like shuffle back on stage and then do my hour, and then shuffle back to the camera before someone steals it. Like that is just like, it's a slight pain in the ass.
Oh, really, you mean recording your clips?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And it's fun. And then also like, I do like doing bits around, like you caught me in this, probably like these videos probably won't get any views whatsoever, but I was filming like these holiday card videos of like, basically it's themed around holiday cards. Cause I'm like, oh, this isn't stand up. I haven't found a way to turn this into a bit, but I can turn this into a video, you know? And
yeah.
I think people sending a holiday card of their family is the most psychotic thing that you could possibly do. And I think it's so crazy. It's like, we don't know if it's your family, you already have photos of them somewhere. And if you don't know them, it's like, why the fuck would I put this up in my house? Like, it's so crazy. It's completely psychotic. And I don't know why it keeps happening. Like, it's so fucking nuts. It's crazy. And so it's just a series of videos of like, just like, all right, here's how you organize these cards. You take them out of the mail and you throw them right in the fucking trash. Like, it's just like, it's so nuts to me. And so it's that sort of thing where it's kind of changing your brain and being like, before I would be like, this is a bit, this is a joke, this is a joke.
Right.
And then after that, I would change it to be like, this is a tweet. This is a tweet. And then, you know, a Nazi took over the platform. So now it's like, okay, where can you make these jokes elsewhere? Right. There's different forms, you know, different formats. And I think it's just rewiring your brain to approach it that way.
I want to come back to that, but I also want to understand, are you particularly annoyed when the family wears matching pajamas?
Can I tell you something? It's almost better, because it's like, at least these people are clearly mentally ill, you know? At least it's very obvious that they're sick. And it's like, okay, this person has no responsibility. They are, for some reason, legally allowed to buy stamps, and anyone can send mail. So it's like, okay, these people found a camera. God bless them. They were able to get their brains together to find a camera and enough money to have a professional shoot this. That's another thing. They're paying to make this. It's
a big business.
Shot.
It's a
huge
business.
Blake.
It is huge.
Put it up your own home. I don't know. We have cards out there. I'm like, I don't know whose fucking kid this is. I have no clue who this kid is. Why do we have children just like, you look like a pervert. My home, it looks like a pervert's home.
So there won't be a family portrait with you and your dog, all Eagles gear, Merry Christmas, coming from you.
I think you have to do it funny. Like, there was this comedian who would do, I'll text you who it is afterwards, but would do his own Christmas card each year and email it out, which is like great.
I love that.
One year, this is a huge event where one year he like, forgot, I'm going to text you his name right now, just so you know who it is. There was this one year where, and they were always funny, and he's a very funny like joke writer. And all right, hold on, I can't talk and do this at the same time. All right, Matt, Neil, I think you'll know who this is. It's Sebastian Maniscalco. So he, you might not know who.
Yeah.
So he would send these Christmas cards every single year, and him and I weren't really close, but like he would ask for your email, and they were very funny cards. And he did it every single year until one year he forgot to BCC the list of the people that he was sending it to, and it was like Judd Apatow, Nikki Glazer,
Oops.
Whitney Cummings, like every major executive, and and then people started doing reply all. And so hundreds and hundreds of like the biggest names in the world were getting these emails, and he was having a nervous breakdown. He goes, please stop replying all. I'm so sorry. Please stop. Like, I'm so sorry. And people were like, ha, ha, ha. And then, dude, that was like 10 years ago. Maybe once every 2 years, someone will reply to that thread. Like Jeffrey Ross will reply to that thread just to torture him. And it's one of my favorite things. Yeah, but that was the only. But to your point, I think if you put thought into it and make it funny, or do something creative, where it's like, here is a Christmas card I've never seen before. It's like, great. Oh, this is really fun. Like, send that to me.
Must be funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, or do something other than like, look at my family. I think just the look at my family thing is just so fucked up to me that it's just have your family. I'm sure you have a great family. Just like, let them be. Like, why do I want to see them? I just don't understand what the psychology is. It's look at my family. It's crazy.
It's just the least Christmas spirit possible. Like
yes.
From like your position is like, I don't care about your family at the holidays, and I don't want to see them in matching pajamas.
No, or like near a boat, or
in a field,
or whatever the fuck, in a weird field, and it's just so. Send me a photo of like, oh, like look at this goose with a hat on. Like, this is a goose with a hat on. I'm like, okay, that's cool or cute. Or sometimes like my cousin will send me photos of he has like 4 of the same humongous fluffy dog, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. Fine, like at least that's great. At least that's obviously nuts.
I wish my podcast had the reach that I could make it so you received a deluge of family Christmas cards in some way. It would involve me doxing you, of course, but like if your mailman was like, the box is full, I need you to come down to the post office and pick up your mail, and you'd be like, that's weird. And you go in and it's like a Santa Claus letter amount of mail, like just bag after bag. That's what I want to occur. Of everybody's postcards, that if you make one, get an extra one and send it to Blake. That's what I want.
Dude, it's so funny. I think there would be a point where I would start liking it. Like if there were so many, like if there were hundreds, I'd be like, yeah, this is sick. Like, I think this, I would love to put that up. If that can make me crazier than the people sending it to me, by all means.
I'm gonna work on it. I'm gonna figure it out.
Thank you.
God.
I don't think that's too much for me to ask.
I love your videos about the Eagles gear.
Thank you.
The one that you sent where your wife was also getting gear made me laugh out loud.
Oh, thanks, dude. I always appreciate when you like those.
So funny. Okay. Let's talk about the state of your stand-up and what's been going on since your special, which it's been well over a year now for Daddy Longlegs. So like
2 now. So that was September 2023.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what have I missed? What's going on? Like, what are you planning? What are you planning?
So much. Yeah. So much. Yeah. Oh, buckle your fucking seatbelt. You wear a seatbelt when you're sitting in any chair. I'm psyched. So I think it looks like I'll be shooting another one in April. Unofficially, I still, because like we were talking about before, I would be doing it myself.
Right.
So, I would just be repeating that same conversation that we just had, but you do learn, what does this cost? What does that cost? I've always wanted to be my own line producer. So learning all that and then, but to get to that point, so it's an interest. Like I think that first one, or I know that first one was not a best. It was basically anything my best jokes I had come up with in my life to that point. Right. So most of them were in the previous few years before I recorded it because, like not a lot of jokes from my high school, from my act when I was in high school, like had the longevity to appear. So they were almost all of them. I don't know if maybe there was one that was older than 4 years old or 5 years old.
Did you do stuff on the special? I can't remember that was in the special Daddy Longlegs, but was also on albums that you had before that?
Yes.
So that was the first video recording of some of those. Okay.
Correct. Like, I don't know what percent it was, but more than half was not recorded. It might have been even more than that, but so now this next one will be, none of it will have been recorded or as a special. I'm sure a lot of the clips will make it out like on my social media, but the fun thing is that I'm, as anyone listening to this right now will have gathered, very long-winded. So a lot of my jokes, this is a challenge for social media, is that my jokes are stories. So it'll be like a lot of them, like a 3-minute story. Like I did this comedy festival recently, went up, did the showcase set, told a story for 8 minutes, and then went off the stage. So like that's that's a thing I enjoy doing.
Yeah.
And so that's why I'm psyched for this longer. I'm just better long form. So a lot of this stuff. Yeah.
I don't know if that's even a limitation anymore because the length of the video is not an issue anymore on any platform.
Right. Yeah. You're right.
Like you were limited to 30-second clips. And of course, a minute clip, whatever, they were putting those guardrails on it. But I think those guardrails are gone. And anybody that told you there was a way to do it, I think was guessing.
Totally.
Anyway, like, again, you could go back to, anybody that told podcasters they had to be within an hour was wrong because some podcasts are 4 hours long.
Yes.
It's not an attention span issue at all. It's actually do I like this enough to keep listening or watching it thing. Right. So like, to be a slave to the current algorithm, I think is a rough road because you're always going to be reactionary. Whereas if you're like, just keep putting it out wherever, like if, I don't know. I don't think that's a limitation for you anymore. If it's a self-inflicted one is all I'm saying. Like put out your long stories and clips. Who gives a shit? People, they'll watch it or they won't.
Yeah, totally. No, I totally agree. And it's also, if this is what I'm good at, it's hard enough to make that what you're great at stand out. Right. So why would I just do a worse version? You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, why would I write small, quick things that I'm not good at? Like I have joke, like quick lines in larger stories, but it needs a context.
That would actually be a fun thing is just short out of context clips that have no basis at all. Yeah. Like for 2 days, a series of you just going,
who am I, Newt Gingrich? Yeah. Like laugh. Laugh. What the fuck was he talking about?
I love that because I think it was in Caddyshack actually when Rodney walks in and you don't hear the beginning of the joke, you just hear the end of the joke. So the guy says, "It's already paid for," like that kind of thing. Like you don't know what the joke is, and it's fine.
I watched Rodney Dangerfield, do, because I completely missed him. Like obviously I've seen Caddyshack and stuff. Yeah. But I watched like the other day. I don't watch a lot of old stand up because so many people have done these comics since then, you know, like so many people have done Richard Pryor, so many people, and like I can still understand, oh, Richard Pryor is, you know, if not the greatest, one of the greatest of all time. Same with Carlin. But I had never watched Dangerfield. And it is, he's so up my alley where it's like, oh, it's like a character. I mean, it's not like a character. He's insane. And his jokes, dude, were so dark. And you probably know this. I'm not like giving you any, but be discovering it for the first time. I watched like 15, 20 minutes. I'm like, him on Carson, he made like a suicide joke about him killing himself, just talking about how ugly he was as a child. That's what, I'm going to butcher it, but he goes, I was so ugly as a baby that the doctor tried to hang himself with my umbilical cord. When I was bored. And it's like, whoa, that's crazy.
Is he the one that said that the doctor smacked his mother instead? Was that him?
Maybe.
I feel like that's a Dangerfield joke. If it's original, then I'm really excited about it. But
that's hilarious.
Because you know how they smack him to start breathing or whatever. Like that was the old way.
My mother instead.
Yeah.
Oh God, he's so funny. I don't even know why I brought that up, but yeah, he cracks me up so much.
Just the non sequitur story.
Yes.
You know, like
yes.
Don't worry about the rules. Is kind of the thing. Is like because your people will find you, and you want them to find you authentically, so they stick with you. Like the goal of engagement, it feels like in like TikTok world, is you like the video enough to keep watching it and then follow the person and then swipe left and watch their other videos. Like that's the person you're trying to get to, or swipe left and then follow, whatever that sequence. So you don't have any idea or control over whether the person will be hooked by a short clip or get engaged in your story and watch it to the, like you have no control over that, right?
You're right.
But it's all funny. Like all the non sequiturs, if you just put 100 of those out with no explanation, I find that hysterical. Like, oh, the guy who I never know what he's talking about, but it's like the crowd is done. Like in Daddy Longlegs, we talked about this before. In Daddy Longlegs, you had that crowd so in. They were so in on anything. You could take every in between of that and make those clips because that crowd was just so engaged, except for the one guy.
They were unreal. Good memory. That's so funny.
And you know,
I've moved on.
Okay, sure you have.
I've moved on. I don't think I can't picture his exact haircut and the profile of his face right now when you just said that.
Anyway,
not something I think about.
It's so, everything is just so wild, and what catches on is just so crazy that it's just like, you got to just do it and not worry about it almost. But I mean,
and to have it's so much more fun that way. Like I did, I'm going to release it as like a thing, as a thing. Wow, boy, do I sound successful.
That's really good.
I'm going, yeah. So anyway, that's all I have to say about that. Yeah, I'm going to release it as a thing. So like a mini special or whatever you would call it. But I did a show in Philly, and it was a completely improvised set. And like I remember seeing Rory Scovel do it, and I've seen other comics do it, and I'm like, Rory's the best at it. But I was thinking, I think I could do a good job with this. And for the first one, I only did like 15, 20 minutes, I think, of completely improvised. And it was so much fun. The crowd was so in on it. And I opened up the show. This was in Philly. And I essentially said, this is crazy. I was always taught, I've been doing stand-up since I was 15, that if there is a an elephant in the room. You need to address it. So I was like, when the previous comic was on stage right before I went on, John Fetterman passed away, and the crowd gasps. They're like, "Oh my god!" And then I'm like, "I'm sorry, I'm kidding." That was the first thing that popped into my head is to make, and the laugh was crazy. And then because it is the thing is like, why would you open up? So I now have to be on stage for however long I committed to. And that's what you fucking started off. Like, it's kind of the shit that I was saying, where it's like, but that was so exciting to me to be like, okay, this is a fucking swing. This is a huge swing to make that joke. And it worked. Like, everyone like was, and then after that, like, I'm like, oh, if I can get away with that, I can get away with fucking like anything. Yeah. It was really, really fun. So it's one of these sets where like, I don't know. It's like, just release the whole thing because it's insane. It's completely insane. Yeah. And I filmed it. So why not? You know, it's one camera, but who gives a shit?
I think if you like it, that's it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's such good advice.
You know what I mean? Because you're going to be your worst critic.
That is true.
So somewhere you got to have like that line of like, yeah, I'm okay with this. You know, like, of course you're always going to find things you wish you did differently or better, or, you know, but also like people that like me will like it. I like it. I'm proud of it. Out it goes. Right. Like, I just watched, Beth Stelling just put out a half hour called The Landlord special.
She is amazing. She's so good.
Like, honestly, I was thinking about this. Hard to not put her in definitely top 10, maybe even top 5 in the last decade. It's so good, Blake. It's so good. Watch it.
I'm such a fan of hers. Yeah.
And it's a half hour that she shot. It's maybe 20 minutes. It's not even a half hour. It's a bit, basically. Like you're saying, it's 20 minutes, half hour, one show, fairly simple shoot. I can't even remember if there were multiple.
Is that where she's wearing like the sweatsuit in it?
It doesn't look like she knew it was like it's in. I think it's at Denver Comedy Works, maybe. Or that might have been another one that I watched.
It is, yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what you're saying.
But her, like, I think she said something like, I haven't even looked at the back of my head it's none of my business or something. Like,
great line.
Like, it is so good and so pure that for me, I was just like, oh, this is what all these specials could start to become, because the hour takes so long to get to, but that's also a thing. That's a different thing. But like, the game seems like it's moved to almost constant engagement in that it doesn't have to be a special every time, but like there has to be, I like this comic. I want to see what they're up to on a fairly regular basis. I'm not tracking that you drop something every week. I'm not tracking that you drop something every day or 5 times a day or whatever those rules are that they say you have to do to get engagement. No, I don't care. I just want to see, oh, it's a special this week. Oh, there's a new thing on YouTube. Cool. This is a 5-minute rant about Christmas cards, like whatever. Like,
right.
I think the rules make it feel like work. And if you occupy the space of like you putting out what you're proud of, even if it's something random, just walking the dog and, you know, that kind of shit, like that's where it's just an organic growth thing. But man, I don't know. I don't know. Like, she put out that special. I heard her talking about it before she put it out, and she was like, I don't know if anybody's going to watch it. Like, it wasn't Netflix. And, you know, I offered, you know, she got rejected by all the streamers, and she's like, okay.
Yeah.
Does that even matter?
Right. And if there's any like fucking verdict on do these people know what the fuck they're doing, then you rejected Beth Stelling's special.
How
you
could you?
stupid assholes.
like,
what do you do? How do you have a job? Like, it's a layup. It's like, okay, cool, Beth Stelling. I don't even have to see it. It's going to be great. I don't even have to watch this thing. She's also so great, separate from this. And this is not the executive's concern, but she's so good to young comics.
Yeah.
I've seen how whenever she has an opener, she'll always like post photos of them, of her, like on her Instagram, tag them, post like on her, like whatever, like, oh, this person's so funny, gives them like some of her, like if a comic tries to buy her merch, she's like, no, like take it. Like she's just a universally positive approval rating of that person. Yeah.
Yeah. She's rad. So anyway, I'm saying that to say, you can totally do that. And
thank you. Yeah.
And do those stories if they're 8 minutes, if they're 20, make them longer. Like when I was in the game, my goal was really to have 4 stories to make an hour. Like, and that's a big task, right? So, but if you look at like the best of the best, what I really admired, that's kind of what they did. Like Bill Burr was like that. He would basically have like 4 or 5 topics that would fill the hour. And when you could see somebody start to stretch a good bit longer and longer, and it's still good, you're like, oh my God, he's got a 15-minute chunk on this thing. Like that's the beauty of it. It's just.
Do you know who Chris Fleming is?
Yeah.
Chris is one of my favorite comics in the world. And I've known Chris since we were in Boston together when I was in college. And
is he the guy that does the thing on I'm so glad they remastered these CDs?
I'm not sure. He's tall, like long hair, will like wear
he opened
like
for
wild.
Nikki Glazer. I just saw him open for Nikki Glazer like 2 months ago.
Chris did. Oh, interesting. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. If I'm thinking of the right person.
I can send you their,
or I hope
their
I'm thinking
Instagram.
of the right person.
Go ahead. But Chris but like to your point, like he was posting like 6-minute reels on his Instagram.
Yeah, this is the guy. This is the guy.
Oh, great.
Yeah. He has a bit on. Oh, thank God you remastered this version of your record and he just goes off. Yeah, he opened for Nikki Glazer at the TO Arts Center, and it was fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. He's so physical and like so funny. And he just recorded his HBO special, which is awesome. So like,
oh, cool.
He is and can appeal to anyone, where he has these like teenage girls who follow him because he used to do the series called Gale, where he played like a woman. Yeah. And he also will wear like what is traditionally like women's clothing sometimes, but but also is, for whatever, like a traditional guy's guy. Like he is kind of a guy's guy too, where like he's so mean and funny, where he has this joke. Like here's, I figured out the equation recently, because as like you are, we're just such big fans of comedy. I like figuring out, okay, what is he doing? And it's take something that is known to be true but has never been articulated, and then do act outs of any person in this story, and then take it down a rabbit hole that's so specific, like there's no room for anyone else to fit in it. And he did that. He has a joke where the premise is, I have a sixth sense for when a restaurant is owned by brothers. And it's like, and then goes so far into the story of like what a hypothetical restaurant that's owned by 2 men who are brothers would create. And he's someone who I think is so terrific. Yeah, I don't have enough nice things to say about him too. But yeah, he's the fucking best. But to your point, like, or to prove your point of just post a long thing, he was like, yeah, this is long. He goes, my management's like, please don't post a 6-minute joke that you're about to film on Instagram. He's like, yeah, I'm just going to do it.
Yeah. Because by the way, A, nobody gives a shit. B,
no one cares. Yeah, no one remembers anything.
If you're a fan of comedy, you're not going to be upset to see him do the same joke twice because you know that's how jokes work.
Right.
If you go see him live and you heard the joke before, you're going to be like, oh, I heard him do the bit about
You get
the
excited.
thing, right? Like it's, I think that comedy got that wrong for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, and still is kind of getting it wrong. Like the fact that you put it out on a record 5 years ago means nothing to someone who's never seen you. So if you still like it, do it.
Yeah.
Like it's all like, do you still think it's funny? But I think that gets bastardized too, where comics would just have the same hack act for same hour and just tour on that same act. And what we're talking about is very different because the comedy fan is different now. Like I think most people probably before podcasts thought that the comic they saw doing the special, that was the first time they said those things.
Of course. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? All that, the illusion
That's
of it
the whole game. Yeah.
is all gone now, but it's still great. Right. And that's just because we know comedy. I think there's still people that think that like, oh, how did they come up with that stuff just on like it's and just like
off the cuff?
100 terrible bar shows. That's how they came up with it. Like
thousands. Yeah.
like just trying different words night after night after night. And even though that gets dissected now and shot in like Miss Maisel kind of showed it a little bit. But it's just like, yeah, not everybody watched that. And by the way pandemic worked with time, that was a million years ago. Who cares? Like
exactly.
So it's like, man, I think that if you're a creative person and you can do stand-up comedy effectively and well, and you like it, I don't think there are any rules, quite frankly, anymore. You know, the rule is, can you sustain your career? Can you sell tickets? Can you continue to have people engage with you over time? And I think, I don't know about you, but it's kind of hard to lose somebody once you're a fan of that comedian. Like, I'm trying to think of an example where like,
I mean, I love Bill Cosby more than I ever have. No.
Scandal noted. No,
but
that guy.
It would have to be something like that, or there's like maybe one comic I know that has gotten unfunny, and by the way, this is one out of thousands that I enjoy watching,
right? And
there's some weird, I've texted with like people about this where it's like, what the fuck happened to this guy? Where it's, I can't even explain it. Where I don't know if it's like, oh, you have a pitcher who's great, but then he loses his fastball and then he sucks, but doesn't, learn. But when that happens, like people like that, you learn how to throw junk. It's like, he doesn't have a fastball anymore, but now his curveball, he knows where to locate his whatever. Like, you pivot. And I don't know what the fuck, but that's again proves your point where that doesn't really happen because I think also you're a fan of the person,
right?
So
now you're a fan of the person,
yes.
So you're like, it would take a lot for me to not continue to see it. So you're obviously going to continue to grow. You're obviously going to continue to get better at your craft if you're so inclined, right? But like, it's kind of like once you get somebody, they're good. It's that 1,000 true fans idea that like to sustain a life as an artist, you don't need everybody. You need 1,000 true fans, which is people that are going to buy whatever you put out, follow whatever you put out, watch whatever you put out. Maybe you get lucky and they start spreading the word to others and get other people on board. But like the only way to do that is to just put out all the shit and don't think too much about it, or put the rules in front of your face. You produced an incredible special.
Thank you.
You did that on your own. There's no reason you wouldn't do that again on your own, just as good, if not better, than the last one. And that special was so representative of you, even though it was older material, that if you like that, you're going to like the next one. So
Yeah, I hope so, and I do feel that way. And now this time, it's all kind of bookmarks in your life. Where
Yeah.
like the last one was I had just gotten married. Now I've been married for however over 2 years since that was shot.
Yeah.
Am now moved, like my parents are old, I want to have like kids, and then there is also like I'm still an idiot, so that's still there.
Your take on all of those things is going to be refreshing, and that's the
thank
key.
you.
Yeah. So
yeah, I'm psyched.
So I'm curious what so you said maybe April. Do you know where? Like what how far along are you in planning?
I would want to do it in Philly, and part of the reason why April is like, oh, it's ready. And I also know I have a bunch of road dates leading up to that, where I remember, so I had tried to shoot my own special before Daddy Longlegs, and it didn't work for a variety of different reasons. There was technical reasons.
800-pound gorilla did it, right?
They did the Daddy Longlegs one. Right. Yeah. So they did that one. And then I tried to do it before. And I mean, you just learn a ton of shit. Like, so there were like technical issues. And I also learned what I needed to do to get my act where it should be, where that one, I also wasn't great. And it was because I wasn't doing in the road. I wasn't like fine tuning. And then there were some jokes where I was like, oh, this is good enough. I'll get a laugh. Like, this is good enough. It'll get a laugh, but it wasn't as good as it could be. So that's what I'm doing now, where so I'm going to Chicago on Saturday and Sunday to do a show. And I'm like, okay, let's do this. Because now if I set that date in April, I now have a due date for this homework. Right. Now it's like where I might be like, oh, maybe I'll like fuck off on stage a little bit, like go into the crowd, and I'll still do that. But it's like, oh, that's dessert. You need to also eat your dinner too. So I'll be more specific. Like, okay, like let's be very intentional about everything. So, if you're doing this joke here in the act, that's because you will do it that way when you shoot it. So that's where I'm at, where I had just done, and then also I've done it in a bunch of different cities where from, I guess like just recent, headlining shows, Asheville, North Carolina, like had done like chunks of the act in Charleston, Boston, now Chicago, and then I'll be doing an hour in Brooklyn, which I'm really excited about. Like that's probably the biggest venue I've personally headlined in January. And then like Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, Minneapolis. So there's a bunch of different places that I don't want to just be like, I see New York comics do the road sometimes. And it's like, no one knows what the fuck you're talking about. Like no one knows about the art,
total New
like
York
the
act.
Very New York. And then even something like no one knows what polyamory is. Where you're going, like no one knows what that is. So you need to explain, like, and it's not that they shouldn't, or they shouldn't, like, but they don't know the like a lot of the LGBTQ plus term, like they just don't know these things. So like that doesn't mean you shouldn't talk about it. But if you give a fuck, and if you don't give a fuck, like that's great too. Like, like that doesn't matter. But I think that education for me, I do care. I do want people to see or know what I'm talking about, and then it's the same thing when like a road dog comes to like a city like a New York or something, and then or even LA and does a show, and they're like using like the R word and like all this stuff, and it's like, all right, well that's the other end of it, it's like, no, you look like a fucking moron. So but to that point, I guess the timing of it was I wanted that like mid-April to line up against all these like headlining shows that I'll be in shape with it. So, and I'll be filming all of them like for myself and for like clips and stuff. So I can go back and watch them, and it's homework. Like it's work. Like the fun part's performing it and goofing around. But the shitty part is, buddy, you can't do 2 minutes of that joke because it's just not good. So you have to admit to yourself it's not good. And then it's like, oh, good. Now the special is 36 minutes long. You know what I mean? Like, or whatever it is. So now I got to fucking write. Not only does that joke not good, but now I have to write two more. I have to write twice, do twice amount of fucking work. But it's all good. It's yeah. I'm psyched where it is.
Good problem to have.
And
yeah.
great. Yeah, for sure. So
Yeah.
no, but I'm excited to do it. Like I like, it's like stand up means so much to me. So I really enjoy seeing what I'm able, like almost from from, I don't know, like the satellite, like, oh, what is, can I figure it out?
Well,
so,
well, you're starting over. You're starting over. You had however many 15 years of build up to that special, and now you had to start from scratch,
right?
Material wise, and it's probably very refreshing from like a, how it is when you get a hold of a new joke and it's working and you like it and you just are so excited to keep going, and then you come up with a tag randomly and you're like, oh, I just added another whole section. It's just the best.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to see that. Are you coming out west before April?
Oh, thanks, dude. No, I'm not playing. Like I was there. Yikes! It would have been a year. So no, probably in maybe late 2026.
Okay,
but I was there in March or April. I think I did the Ice House on one of those dates.
Yeah.
I think in April, which was awesome. That's a fun. I don't know if you've been there. Like it's great.
Which room did you do? The big room?
The smaller one. It was like
that's
90,
where I started.
100 seats. Oh no shit.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. It's been there for.
Well, I started in James Fry's pizza shop, The Rack. That was my first set. But
oh my god,
was
that in the Valley?
Yeah, it was in Woodland Hills. It was that that long, thin room that no one was there to see comedy, and there was a billiards behind. Yeah, it was the Gauntlet.
What was the last show that you did?
I did Comedy Ahoy last year. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to, I'm good.
You weren't feeling it. Yeah. Good for you. But you've replaced it with music, right? Like
for the most part, I think that really is really, took over during COVID as like my outlet or whatever. And it's a, as it takes a lot of time to do anything. So,
yeah.
Yeah. I guess that's fair to say. I miss the art and I miss the hang. But for my timeline and like what I'm doing, I could never give it the dedication that it deserved for someone who's trying to do that for a living, right? And I know that that's what it takes. So it's almost like I know too much now to even go.
Yeah, it's so
try
much
to do that, knowing that I'm not going to try to do the actual thing. It feels a little indulgent because producing shows is great because then I knew I was going to hang out with the comics I liked. I was going to see a great show.
You chose them, yeah.
I chose them, right? So I love that. But it's humbling also to come through and be like, okay, really zoom out on this for a minute. And I think this is a testament to your taste. Most comics were not inviting me on their shows reciprocally, right? Like I didn't get a ton of offers. Nobody missed me when I was gone. In that, like, I was producing the shows, I put on a decent show, and I think I was decent at comedy. But
absolutely,
like, I wasn't a get for other producers necessarily.
I think that says more about how selfish and self-contained comics are more than that doesn't say anything about you. It says how psychotic these people are.
Yeah, maybe. But what I'm saying, like me dipping my toe back in, I would have to start producing again. I couldn't be like, hey, can I get a spot at, the Belly Room, or can I get a spot at the Improv? No. The answer is no to that, right? So do I want to go do Comedy Ahoy again? Like,
right.
when I did Comedy Ahoy as just a comic, not the producer, it was harder for me to get into it because I was just like, oh, this isn't my show anymore. I don't control the circumstances anymore. I don't control the PA anymore. I don't control the room I'm in. Now it's just down to the material, and I don't want to do this again in this setting. You know what I'm saying? Like it was.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, just everything about it changed, except for I love the art coming up with it. I still think that way. I still think of jokes all the time when I watch. I love watching comedy. But it was a lot of diminishing returns for me to do it myself. And
of course.
It's weird because a lot of conversations, and it's just an ego thing also, but like, oh, do you still do comedy? And it's like, no, I don't. And it's weird, but it's 12 years. Like, it wasn't like I tried for a couple months and was like, I don't like it. It was like, I was really gearing up towards something. I don't know what, I think it would have ended up being like what I think I am as a writer, you know, and I love that. And that I'm getting more back into more and flexing that muscle again.
That's awesome.
But like, it would have taken me a number of years to regain the footing to actually go and start doing it right. And I also don't know if I want to do that in LA, in the current state of LA, because it's very different than the one we left before the pandemic. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not like you don't have anything else going on, right?
There's that also.
There's your cup's being filled by a whole bunch. Creatively, you have music, you have this, you have writing. And so are you going, what's going to get cut out of those four things? If you add in stand up, is it going to be the thing that can torture you and is not a small lift? Right. Like you have to go to be around some of the best people you ever be around, but almost always the worst people in the entire world, other comics. So that's tough. You have to drive from your lovely home and your lovely family in LA shit, traffic to go to these shows. So again, for what necessary? Like it's a thing too, where like even I every once in a while, where I'll get stuck underground in Brooklyn because the train stopped working. And, some guy is just chain smoking cigarettes just on the subway. And I'm just like, I'm coughing. There's like something's on fire. And I'm just I'm not getting home until 3 a.m. because of the fucking train broke. I'm just so angry. And I'm like, why am I doing this? This sucks. And then I wake up the next day, I go do another show. It's great. And I forget about it. So it's like, it's like nervous breakdown. It's hard on your body, like your soul of like, just getting hit with a nervous breakdown every once in a while that's only tied to this thing, in addition to family, work, the world, all the shit that's going on in the world. It's a lot to, and then if you can be creatively fulfilled in other ways, that's awesome.
Well, you know what else too?
It's the goal.
What else too is like, now that I think about it this way, is like, I know what it took at the pace that I went to get the material I would be happy to record, right? I can't change that pace realistically in my current scenario. Right. So if
Where would the time come from?
Yeah, like if I knew that I could build again back towards shooting a special and it would take me a year or two, that's a little bit more attainable. But like at my pace, it took me like a decade. And I'm just like, man, I'm too old for this shit at this point. Like no, I'm just not going to do it. But I miss it, and I miss the art of it. And that light bulb, when you get a bit, like, you're just like, oh, that's gold.
So much fun.
That's gold, So I realized that's the 80% of it is thinking of it. And then the 20% is when it works.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're just like, oh, it actually worked. You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of those that are way more fun until you put them out on stage. And then they're like, that didn't work at all, but I got a chuckle out of it when I wrote it. You know what I mean? Like that's for me. The part for me, is getting it right. And I love talking about material with comics, like talking about their material and finding those, in the little edges or the little tags or the little nuances, and like seeing like the idea come together. And like that was the thing, is like you'd have a green room conversation, and then the next time you saw them, it's in there, and like you're just like, that's so good. I'm so glad that worked. Like that kind of stuff. I just loved it. I just loved it so much.
That's the best. And then my version of like being obsessed with that is like stories of irrational behavior, because there's so much of it in stand-up, whether it's an audience member, whether it's a comic, like it's because there is something weird in those environments where the way a human ought to behave gets thrown out the window. And it's, saying a crazy thing on stage, or like saying something like some sort of twist, or like that's great. Or just an audience member that just starts screaming at you from like, that's not okay. You can't scream at people. Or a comic, fucking not doing their job, like going way over or getting too drunk, and like, because it is a job too. So it's just such an odd world where those are my favorite stories where, speaking of the belly room, I remember there was a comic who is not an idiot, and he was trying to light the comedian on stage. And it was one of those lights, I don't know if it's a fluorescent light, one of those tube lights,
like a
basically.
neon light.
And if you like pull on the string or the chain or whatever, it's supposed to go on and off.
Yeah.
And he was pulling on the chain, and it wasn't like fucking going on. So a normal person in a non-pressure situation would be like, oh, I guess the light bulb's out.
Right.
But in his mind, he was like, oh, maybe I pull on the light instead of the chain, and then the thing shatters, like that, like this weird like vapor comes out of it, and just the
toxic.
Whole crowd's
Very
freaked
toxic.
out. No
It's
one knows
neon.
what just happened. Right, neon. Yeah, the element neon.
Yes.
And it's just like one of those things where that's such a specific example, but in that room, in a comedy room, it's like, I know, you just do weird. So like people are just strange. Like
the switch didn't work, so I ripped it off the wall. What's the problem?
Yeah, I ripped it off the wall. What was I supposed to do? Not rip it off the wall? It's great. So yeah, that's a part that I do love, where you just don't know what's going to happen. You don't know, like the other night I did a show, and this guy like was bombing, and then just in front of the booker, who's like a big like show producer here, was like, this show sucks. Why am I doing this show? This fucking blows. Like, this room sucks. It's like, what are you doing? Like, did you think that was going to turn the show around? Did you think that like, what are you doing? It's just not the right thing to do. So I love those moments.
Was it Joe DeRosa?
I think it's great.
Because
no, but that could have been not in this instance.
Oh my God.
But there are several stories of where I'm opening for Joe in Phoenixville. Did you remember Phoenixville at all? Did you ever spend any time there?
I know of it.
Yeah.
When?
On December 20th, I'm going to be there with him.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Joe's, what's that venue?
Joey Rose's?
No. The venue in Phoenixville.
This one's a theater. It might be called the Colonial Theater.
Oh, shit,
but there
really?
is yeah. He's doing a big one.
That's a historic theater. That's where they filmed The Blob.
Oh, shit.
That's the doors of The Blob comes out of, that old movie.
Yeah. Interesting. He loves that shit. That's probably why he's doing
That's a cool old theater. That's fun. No, when he did Comedy Ahoy, it was one of those off nights. That show was pretty consistently crowded.
I love doing that shit
across the whole run, right? But there was a couple duds where there was like something else was going on, whatever. We didn't have a lot of people. And the one that we were so excited to get Joe to come do happened to be one of these ones where there was like fucking nobody, like maybe 10 people. And he was just like, what am I doing? And so he finally got on stage, and he literally just railed on me for 10 minutes. Like, he was looking directly at me, just shitting on the venue, the show, everything about it. And it was so funny. And then he just came off. He's like, "Oh, that was great. Thanks, man. This is super fun." He's just like, "God damn, dude." Like
he's one of the most self-destructive performers. That's why I like love Joe. I remember Joe did my show, that outdoor show, and there was a guy sitting up front who might have been like, I don't know, like 6'3", like 350 pounds, you know, like a large guy. And then he goes, Joe gets on stage. The first thing that he says goes, "Hey man, did you just come from LAX?" And he goes, "No, why?" He goes, "Folks, this guy's bigger than a fucking plane. Look how fat this guy is." I'm like, Joe, in what world is the rest of the set going to go well? Like, you can't just, the first thing out of your mouth, call a guy fat and compare him to a plane and ask him if he lives at LAX and then expect the rest of the show to, but he's, and it's not like he's a new comic. Like, he knows that. But yeah, it's stuff like that of like, people mouthing off to bookers, people, getting like trashed and falling on things. It's the best. That behavior always makes me laugh so hard because it's people who know better and then can't help themselves.
Yeah, that's the crowd. I do love it though. It's a very unique and amazing world. And I'm glad you're in it. And I'm glad you're
thanks, dude.
persevering. I am constantly trying to think of ways to make sure people appreciate and know who you are in whatever way I can, whatever socials or whatever, just because it just makes me laugh. And the whole Philly connection is hysterical.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of which, they're hard to watch this year, the Eagles. I hope they turn it around, but it's been weird to watch. And I don't know how you're feeling about it, but like, I am looking at them like, now that they've won the Super Bowl, we just don't have to care that much anymore. Not just them, but all of us. Like a collective, like, all right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But also,
I think that's the reaction. Yeah. It's like you motherfucker. Oh, never mind. You did it. You did it twice. You did it 2 more times than I thought would ever happen in my lifetime. Yeah. And what an amazing 2 times it was. Thank you. And it's also the same people are playing this year who delivered like that pure joy last year. Like, what a great, just destroying the Commanders the way they did, and then destroying the Chiefs, like a no stress. That Super Bowl is the opposite of every single game this year.
Yeah.
No stress, just a blowout, fun. And that we're going to have that for the rest of our lives. So
who was the backup quarterback? Like, Kenny Pickett? Was that his name?
Oh,
that played it like threw a touchdown at the end of the Super Bowl, like garbage time. Like, how beautiful is that?
Just it's all the best. And like, yeah, it's what a fun team. Like, and just like the fact that Nick Sirianni, who is just a dude, is like 700 people that in South Philly right now. Is like there's 700 Nick Siriannis walking around, and he has trouble. Speaking of people who can't control themselves, a guy who has no control over himself whatsoever, he's statistically one of the greatest coaches of all time. Won a Super Bowl in this city. Jalen Hurts, it's just the best story in the world. So I think I'm with you. They're very hard to watch, but that's okay. Like, we don't have to break shit. People being like, fuck this team. It's like, fuck this team. Like, obviously this is a huge part of your life and they've given you everything. So like, I think we gotta relax. You can't egg the offensive coordinators home. Do I think he's a good play caller? No, he's a terrible play caller. But leave his family. He seems like a great guy. It's just
that is so
it's insane.
That's up there with throwing batteries at Santa. Like,
yes,
in terms of Philly lore, like we egged the offensive coordinators home. Like, first of all,
Something we're never going to forget. They're never going to let us forget that. 30 years from now.
who knows who the offensive coordinator is on any other team? By the way, we found his house and egged it. Like, your play calling sucks. Here's some eggs. Like, it's kind of harmless. It's kind of harmless, but it's also, so perfect.
It's so invasive.
I have to go back there in 2 days. I'm going for my 35th high school reunion.
Oh, shit. That's awesome.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And I'm just like literally dropping in for it and leaving. But it's a wild place, man. I like watching these games has been so. It's interesting because Philly travels. So like in large numbers, right? So when they were playing, where was the game they were playing the other day? And it was like half and half.
In Dallas, maybe, right?
Was it Dallas where there was a lot of Philly? Might have been. It might have been. Just, green stands out in the white and blue, right? And you're just like, God damn, they really travel. And I don't know if anybody else cares like that. Like, I'm going to the Chargers game on Monday.
I was going to ask.
At SoFi.
That's awesome.
And the Chargers are also 8-4, I think. So, like, it's going to be interesting. We'll see. But it should be crowded because, it's December and Philly likes to travel where it's warm.
Oh, they're going to love it's going to be packed. Yeah.
And the Chargers, I don't think there's any fans in Los Angeles. So it'll be mostly...
No.
It'll be mostly Philly fans.
Might be 80-20. I feel like when I was there, when we saw each other, it was against the Rams a couple years ago. It was like 70-30 Eagles to Rams fans.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fun. That's going to be awesome. I wanted to go to that game, but you can't. I can't follow the team everywhere they go. So, are
you doing stuff with them still?
Not as much. It's kind of as it pops up. So like nothing planned. But that's the thing too. When they're really good, they don't really have a need for that content because they can do all football stuff, So that's the thing too. It's like, we start sucking. I might get a few more freelance gigs.
Yeah, there you go. Oh my God. That's so funny.
But, yeah, it's hilarious.
So what do you have coming up other than just prepping for the special on the road? Any like written projects, anything like that kind of stuff happening?
Just like honestly, just the stand-up, like editing clips and then coming up with something I can do on social media that's like a refillable thing, So whether or not it's like something that I can film like on the street or like around my place. So like whether it's like reviews of something, whether it's, like a recurring, like just basically a recurring bit that when I don't have stand up to post, I can still post things that are representative of my sense of humor and what I do and also of quality, So that's my next task. And I'm psyched because I was just like filming stuff today. I'm like, oh, I do see the appeal of like content creators because you don't even leave your home and you just use, your phone or like your camera so it's fun. Yeah.
The bar is pretty low too. Like you don't.
Oh, it's on the floor.
Like
the bar is on the ground.
Yeah. I mean, the quality thing is like, you mentioned this before, like about the people don't give a shit about the comic sucking if they think they're going to get a selfie out of it.
Right.
The same kind of thing happens with the band too. Like we're a really good band. Like we're really good at recreating the songs, like, but nobody gives a shit. Like we could just as easily be horrible at it and get the same gig.
That's like, hilarious.
It's just like, oh, geez. Okay. So,
I mean, we're good, but sure.
It doesn't.
I guess we don't have to be.
Right. Why are we working so hard? Like this is, we could be terrible. It's just a self-imposed thing, but like, I think, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't waste too much time trying to think of a gag.
Yeah, just put shit out.
You probably have several times during the day randomly that you do weird, funny shit anyway.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Otherwise, I don't think you could
It's just
pull
a matter
off
of
the things
filming
that you
it.
do film.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
Mm-hmm.
it's in there anyway. So don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Is what I'm saying. Like I said this to you so many times, Blake. But like people, once they find you,
Mm-hmm.
you should probably become one of their favorite comedians. Is my point.
Oh, thank you.
Like
Matt.
it's not a matter of. It's just I just think it's subjectively true. Like watch Daddy Longlegs. It's fucking hysterical. And if you want to see a crowd that is like the dream crowd, except for the one guy, like it is really, really amazing. Like,
yeah.
And I would,
I appreciate it
when I'm I mean it. Like what I said about Beth Stelling, you're in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
oh, thanks.
And
man.
that includes, I've watched a lot of comics. Like I've watched for decades, right? So yeah, Carlin was great, still is great, but do I laugh out loud or do I just appreciate how sentient and prescient he was to like the times? Like Pryor's great, but like I don't know if I watch his stuff now, like it's just different. Comedy doesn't age that well. In that way, like some of it stays classic and stuff. There's lines and things that stick out, but also like I don't know. I think you're just such a great and original comedian that I just really want people to get a chance to see you. And I don't know how to crack the code, obviously, but just keep throwing shit out there is all I'm saying. Like once people get to you, like they're gonna swipe and follow and watch your special and yeah, I can't wait to see your next special. I know you didn't shoot it yet, but I can't wait to see it. Like it's gonna be,
thank you,
it's
dude.
gonna be great. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think we've watched so many people try and do this. It's a long journey. Like it's wild. I was just watching Danny Jollis the other day.
Oh, he's so funny.
He's so funny, and he got that gig on the HBO show Hacks.
Yeah,
good for him.
He's great on it.
But it's just like, oh, this is just you're just lifelong an artist, and you're going to keep doing these things, and you're going to eventually find the thing that gives you
that jumping off point.
The jumping off point. Yeah. So you don't have to think about it anymore. Like that's it, right?
Yeah.
Like that freedom, I think, is one of the keys, right? Like I don't know if you follow that guy, and I don't know his full name. He's 3 names. He's on a show called it's like Brian something. I didn't know he was also an actor and a comic. I knew him from TikTok, right? And like you were saying, but he's on a ABC show that's been on for like 2 years or something.
Oh, no way.
And he's very funny. But I found him because there's a girl who lip syncs his videos.
Huh.
So it's just like,
what a way to discover someone,
right? Like and he's extremely funny, and his videos are him using this crazy filter that squashes his head, and he speaks in like an accent, and it makes no sense, and it's fucking ridiculous. But
yeah, and it doesn't have to.
But he can do that because he's on a show. Like he was free to be like, right. Oh, I don't give a shit. I'm just going to throw this out there because he has that extra layer of like freedom. That'll take a layer of the hustle, anxiety, safety net off, right?
Yeah.
So that's the code I think to crack is not to be like a billionaire and like all that stuff. It's just how can I sustain this and not have to worry about it anymore? You know what I mean?
Right. And I think once that worry goes away, that opens up, honestly, probably the thing that would have gotten you that break to begin with, like once you stop worrying.
Exactly,
And that's like the irony of it. I have to run. My wife just texted me that I forgot that I have to eat dinner, which I constantly forget. But dude, I mean this sincerely. You're one of my favorite people to talk to about anything, particularly comedy. And
Same.
those kind words that they mean so much to me because they're coming from you. So thank you so much, and like your support. Yeah, it's the best. So
I appreciate you
one of my
joining
favorite things.
and
Let's
coming
do it
on,
again.
man. Yeah.
Soon.
I want to hear about the special. Maybe like as it comes closer, we'll get together again, or after you shoot it, hear about like
100%.
reactions, stuff like that. I want to hear all, I love diving into the details of what you shot and how you shot it and all that stuff. So,
I would love that.
Yeah. Be well, eat. It is important to nourish yourself. That's important.
I'm told.
And yeah, man, till next time. Thank you again for doing the show, and good luck.
Of course.
All
Thank
of
you.
Your endeavors.
You too, and hello to your family, man. Thank you so much.
Will do. Be good, sir.
Bye, Matt.
I've got you deep in the heart of me, so deep in my heart that you're really a part of me. Yes, I've got you under my skin. I've tried so not to give in. I said to myself,